Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this video finds you. I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's action figure showcase, we take a look at my CM Punk collection. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back, as I said, and as you can see, we have CM Punk here today, and I have a ton of CM Punk figures that I am very, very excited to get through. I went through a kick where I was making a bunch of CM Punk customs. I had a lot of them on my Work in Progress Wednesday, but I know I did some that I also didn't share on the channel yet, and I've got a big collection of older ones, and a lot of them are fixed up. There's a lot of attires we didn't get, or I wasn't collecting, so I didn't get, so I'm very excited to get into those. So first off here, we do have the white trunks, not trunks, the long boys trunk that what did he wear? He wore this to win the title? Yeah, I think this was All Out Punk when he won the AEW Championship. We've got the We Are Chicago shirt, and I think he wore his sleeveless, but I just happened to get mine as a t-shirt and like a lot, I think. I don't even remember at this point, but these are all Mattel parts, so I'll get the shirt off here. While I say that, the head is from Jazwares. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. But I did want like a Mattel CM Punk. I just like those parts a little bit more, like my part choices. So we've got him here. He's got the Mattel torso. Obviously, I used some Junkyard Dog legs for him. Some Junkyard Dog legs, and then the calves and boots, I think, are from an Elite Edge figure? Maybe? Can't remember. That was slipping my mind, but I wanted to use pieces that were all white, and I was able to achieve that, so then I just had to put the decals on, and one of the, you can see the torso is a little messed up there, one of the more, oh, what's going on here? There we go. So you see on the side, one of the more clean customs. I love doing customs when I can just use stock pieces and don't have to do painting. I do enjoy painting a lot, but it's a lot more work. Gotta sand parts or joints down and everything. And this just looks so clean. I really, really like this. We are rumored to be getting Punk back, so I can only assume we'll be getting this from Jazwares, but who knows how far down the line? Who knows if they just got that one like sitting on the burners waiting. Who knows? We are getting that dog collar Punk, which I think looks really good. I really hope we get those with a non-blood and guts version. But yeah, you'll see. I've got a bunch of AEW Punks here. I've got a variety, so I won't waste too much more time. Let's get to some others. Next up here, I did want to just take a look at some of the, I figured I'd just go through the Mattel CM Punks that I have. So, not all of these are official releases. A bunch of them have fix-up or small differences to them as opposed to when they first officially came out. But I didn't get a lot of CM Punks when I first came in. They were just kind of hard to track down. So, the one on the left is one of his first elites, and he does have skinnier legs than the other Punks because when I got it, the leg was jacked up, so I swapped some new legs on him, and I'm pretty sure, I don't even quite remember, I got all these off eBay. I wasn't collecting Punks. I think I just swapped around the legs on that one. Maybe the head is different. I do like that head scan a lot for older CM Punk. The one on the right was one of his elites, and it came with a short hair head scan, and that's why it has the chest tattoo, and I don't want to crack the torso, just so that I don't have the tattoo, and I don't really have intent, like, I wanted a Punk with this head scan on my shelf, and really I just kind of swapped things around so that it fit for me. The legs are the normal ones. I did put on new kick pads that are just all black, and it was a look he did wear when he originally was in ECW, just without the chest tattoo, but like I said, I didn't want to take that off. I never know if I'm going to move parts around again, and this was even before I started like really going to town making a bunch of Punk customs. I did want just a variety, so wherever I could, I fixed things up a little bit. In the middle, this is one I haven't really touched. That's the Money in the Bank Elite 16, I want to say. Again, I wasn't collecting, but this punk is so cool. This is probably a lot of people's favorite punks, and it's an iconic moment. It's a good looking figure. The white kick pads with just like the Chicago colors. I don't remember if it came with the WWE Championship, but I put it with him. And then like that shirt is really iconic, which is kind of why he redid it in AEW. But that is probably one of my, if not my most favorite punk figure that I have. Next up, we have another trio of. I don't know why I said trio, so weird. We have another trio of Mattel CM Punks. So we've got the Elite 29, or shoot, now I'm blanking. So I think Elite 29 was this black and this black attire with the blue and yellow, and he wore this against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I'm pretty sure. That was like one of his last Mattel figures, I want to say, before he left the company. He had that like messy hair look. The CM Punk in the middle, that was from the Elite WrestleMania set, I believe, from when he fought Undertaker. I really, really like that attire. I always thought it was really cool. The gray is a little bit off. It's a little darker than what he actually wore, but not a huge deal. I always thought this CM Punk figure was really, really cool. Obviously, he fought Undertaker, and it was kind of an homage or a mockery. He was a great heel at that time, so either way, this is the attire he wore, so I'm glad that we did get that one. And then the one on the right, so I don't know what is going on here. He doesn't have his stomach tattoo. The arms are basic, so I got some work to do with that one, but I think I picked this up from a lot, and it was kind of beat up. The right foot on it's kind of like chewed up. I'm pretty sure someone's dog or something like got a hold of it. But the actual attire is pretty cool. He has worn it in AEW, so I did want to like fix it up to my best ability and put it on the shelf. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like an orange instead of a red, but I'm not gonna go through repaint it. Whatever, it works for me. He's from Chicago. We'll just call it his Cubs attire. But there we go. 3 more punks. Now it's time to get to some customs. Next up, like I said, these are all customs. The era, so we've got Straight Edge Society Punk. We've got him when he was still Straight Edge Society. We've got 2, I guess, Straight Edge Society CM Punks. I wasn't watching wrestling around this time. I like kind of loosely was following it. I was a huge CM Punk fan when he debuted in ECW. I thought he was really cool. The attire he's in, his white attire, I'm pretty sure he wore that. I don't know if it was the December to Dismember, that god awful pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure it could have been his match against John Morrison for the ECW championship, but I'm pretty sure I remember him wearing like a white attire like this with just plain black boots. The head on that one is from a Jax figure, and it's a little bit big. I think it's all right. It works, like it fits in enough with some of Mattel's stuff, but it's a different scan than the other ones. And I think it's a really, really good scan for him. So I did want to have that in my collection on one of my figures. The Straight Edge Society Punk. So the head in the middle is Mattel. That is a really cool scan, which I only think we got on a basic. So I had to track that down a little bit. But it can be found relatively cheap on eBay. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I've seen a lot of head creators do this like bearded long hair look for CM Punk, but anyway, it's a good scan. The head scan on the last one, the G.I. Joe one, is from Heteration. I painted that one up. I couldn't have one without the other. I really wanted to have that. I'll never say never, but I'm most likely never going to track down the ringside exclusive. Everyone knows that is an incredibly rare figure, incredibly hard to find. And that has happened with some other ringside exclusives, but that one just seems like off the charts expensive. You can see this is like his WrestleMania 28, 26. It's WrestleMania 26 attire. He fought Rey Mysterio, that G.I. Joe look. I just always thought that was really cool. That was one of the first customs I ever did, which actually in my work in progress Wednesday for that figure, I redid it. went back with some decals, fixed it up a little bit, but there you can see I put chest hair on that CM Punk, on both of those actually. And then he's got the stomach tattoo, which I think those are decals. The arms, so I do want to turn a bunch of these Punks into Ultimates, but I didn't have access to decals for the arms and everything. 3XR Studio does have that in his library, so one day we'll turn some of these into Ultimates, but these Shredded Society Punks are, again, some of my favorite customs of Punk, as far as my collection goes. And then I do really like that Money in the Bank one as far as like just Mattel goes. But I've got one more round of Mattel Punks, and then we're going to move on to the Jazwares I've got. Next up are some more customs, and all these three actually have different formulas. The Macho Man Nexus Punk on the left does have his knee pads from the basic figure we've got of that, but that is legitimately one of the like first customs I ever did, at least that I still have. You know, I did some really bad ones when I started out, didn't keep any of those. This Punk was one of the first ones that I was pretty happy with. It's all painted, no decals or anything. Got the stars on the front. You know, got the CM Punk on the back there. The head scan is, I don't know if it's quite accurate. I'm pretty sure when he was leading the Nexus, he had like like a faux hawk and like had like frosted tips or something of that sort. Had like some blonde in his hair. I don't remember exactly. Like I said, I wasn't watching then. Really not a lot to remember about that Nexus run of his, or new Nexus, whatever. So I didn't care that much, but I did want to have that Macho Man attire. I just always thought that was really cool. The Punk in the middle, obviously, this is Pipe Bomb Punk. That is a Jazwares head. I got the Stone Cold shirt from Threadhead. And then the boots on him actually are from a Mustafa Ali figure. That first Elite we got of him, Elite 69, I think it was. So just acetone the design off of those. Put some decals on from Curb Stomp. And then, get the shirt off, you see the rest of attire. So this was kind of an experiment at first. I wanted to just use the yellow tights from Mustafa Ali. So the issue came that those Mustafa Ali figures are on ratchet joints. So what I did was use a knife. I cracked the ball joint on those, and then I shaved down the ratchet joint so it looked more just like the ball joint that is in those hips. And then I just popped on some normal ball joint hips, and he's got fantastic range of motion compared to the ratchet joints and just like that stock yellow trunk. So you can see the tattoo on the chest looks different. That is from the from Curb Stomp. I wish it was a little bit bigger, so I might redo that. The arms are basic, and because he has the t-shirt on, that was something that didn't really bother me. But if I turn any of these into Ultimates, it'll probably be Pipe Bomb Punk. I just really like that yellow attire, and obviously that's like, it is maybe not like his biggest moment. You know, Money in the Bank, obviously, like that is a huge moment in wrestling and just for CM Punk. But then that Pipe Bomb set so many things into motion that is probably like my second favorite attire or moment. Just a very, like, as soon as you see the yellow, you see that Stone Cold shirt, it easily carries you to that Pipe Bomb moment. And then last here is, I think my reference picture, he was wearing the Halloween attire with the yellow GTS shirt. The Halloween attire we did get in a basic. We didn't get in an Elite. And I think when we got the basic, we didn't get it on the kick pads. We just got it on the tights. But CM Punk has so many cool attires that, I mean, I haven't even gotten to all of the ones that I want personally, and there's a bunch, even in AEW, that we don't have, or that I don't have. A lot of AEW stuff we haven't officially gotten, but this formula is a little bit different too. He does have the same thighs, but the kick pads, so the kick pads kind of make a difference. There's kick pads that like Seth Rollins figures used to have before his new updated formula that had like it had a swivel before it got to the top. So like it swivels right here, down here, as opposed to like up here by the leg. So there's like that gives a little bit of height difference, but he's got ball jointed legs, and as many like kicks and head kicks, whatnot, that CM Punk did, it always has bothered me that he's on ratchet joints because there's so many poses you can't get his figures in. without worrying about cracking or like breaking the joints. So with some of my customs, I went with those ball joints. Other ones, I didn't. But then the Jazwares figures, like obviously those are completely different. They're like scale wise, they're even different from the ones from Mattel. So I have a handful of those, and we'll be out of here before too long. All right, so on to my Jazwares customs of CM Punk, and I talk a lot about how I'm not a huge fan of the AEW figures, or just like I have minor issues with them. Scale wise, to each other they're okay. Some guys are a little bigger. I feel like the CM Punk is a little bit too big. One thing I do like about the Mattel figures is that like I think that they have his leg sizing. Like I think his formula overall looks better for his body. I feel like Jazwares is a little bit too ripped, a little too like broad, like a little too skinny. But at the end of the day, like it is what it is. Who knows if they'll change? Um, I do really enjoy it's easy to do the crotch pieces for the trunks for these punks because you can like pop off the legs and the torso is real easy. I can just like prime it. It is a lot easier. I feel like I can make a little better quality customs, um, less time even with some Jazzware stuff. So there's like some give and take with everything, but these three attires, obviously, the middle one is an actual AEW attire he wore. I think that was when he fought Hangman. I forget now. Like it's been so long since CM Punk has been gone. I forget exactly what fight that was, but some point I don't know if I can't remember if he won or defended the title, but it had that. I think it was when he won it. I want to say, and he had like the black and gold and white, like those AEW logos in his attire, or AEW colors in his attire. He's got the Leia and Han tattoos on his legs there, and then we've got the Bret Hart attire, which is a Mattel head, but he wore that. I think it was SummerSlam. We got a basic of it, um, and then he did have like another Bret Hart attire. I don't know if it was necessarily Bret Hart, but he did have another like black and pink attire that he's worn. But this one is way cooler. Painted the head up a little bit there. The trunks, obviously, those decals are all from Curb Stomp as well. And then the pinstripe attire is one of my favorites. I've always thought that one was really cool. I absolutely had to have it. You get the pinstripes on the back of the calves as well. But I just happened to have extra Jazwares bodies. That was what was available. So that's what I went for with these customs. I don't regret it at all. Like I said, we have positives and negatives for Jazwares as well as Mattel. So that's my first round of Jazwares customs right here. All right, and here we've got our last three CM Punk figures to bring it home for the day. So we have the official release, the first ever CM Punk that we got in the Jazwares line in his long tights, long pants, whatever. I still remember seeing him at that first pay-per-view thinking, what in the hell is he wearing? Thought it was an odd choice. Didn't hate it, but at the same time, like, that wasn't my CM Punk. Didn't really know what was going on there, but we didn't get an official release of him in the, like, tights version, so, I did fix that up myself, I think. Pretty sure I just swapped some stuff around. Thinking about it, I can't remember exactly, but in the middle here, obviously, we have that CM Punk shirt that he wore. I think that's the one he wore when he came back. But then it's the Sting attire that he wore when he teamed with Sting and Darby, and I do plan to do a Sting with that like different shirt and face paint, and then I think that Darby we got in the green pants is from that same match. I don't remember exactly. Maybe not. I can't remember. I know, like, I'll have to get Darby as well to go with the trio eventually, but it's weird that was even a thing. CM Punk and Sting face paint was just a weird. I think it was just on one of the episodes of Dynamite. Just a weird time, but still something I thought, like, I had an extra. I was like, what the heck? A cool moment. We'll throw that in here, but still so many CM Punks we need to get to. Plenty that I'll get to. I did kind of put a pause on CM Punk once I didn't know what Jazwares was going to give us. I was like, put kind of in a wait and see. My Walmarts did start to dry up a little bit with those like Walmart exclusive figures of Punk, so Did take a minor break, but 3XR Studios got a bunch of decals of Punk in his library, so I've already got some things that I've been working on. I just haven't quite finished yet. Make their way to work in progress Wednesday before too long. But last thing I'm going to do is get all of my punks up here, and then we will be on our way. There we are, wrapping things up. There are all of my CM Punks currently in my collection. Like I said, I do have some more that are already in the pipeline that I'm working on, that just weren't done in time for today's showcase. If you like what we're doing here, go check out some more action figure showcase videos that I have. They should pop up any moment here. As always, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification so you know when I post. And remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.